In 2015, we left the rat race and went to the farm. We bought a 100-year-old farmhouse and 9 acres. After 3 years of extensive renovations, we can finally call ourselves College Hill Farm. Welcome back to College Hill Farm. Today, we're talking about a channel update. I thought I'd like to give you a little channel update. Now, it's fall. The garden's done. We've got a few things. We've got some turnips and we got some kale. I'm sitting here in my truck this morning trying to get going. It's 40 degrees out. There's no heat in my truck. I'm going to have to get the heater core replaced, but I really don't want to do that this year. It's going to cost me like $700. But anyhow, I'll have to limp through the winter with it. I'm sitting here with the truck sitting in the sun so it can warm me up a little bit. It's cold out, and I'm just sitting here trying to get motivated. Now, getting motivated on the farm or on the homestead is kind of a tough thing sometimes. I try my best to keep myself going and keep active. Some mornings I just don't feel like being active, but you need to get up, get out, and do what you can. Now, for me, during my career, I always set goals for myself. Now, these goals could be real tiny goals. Then there's some long-range goals and things like that. And that was always very successful for me to get motivated. And I wrote them down. Sometimes you get in life and there are so many things going on that you just don't have time to think about all the things that need to be done. Well, when I got here, we were here for a year and working on the house. The house was in pretty bad shape, and I'll do a video on the inside of the house that'll show you where it was and where it is now, but that's for later on. I'll probably do that over the winter when I can't get out, when it's just too cold to get out and work on the farm a lot. So when I go back and look at things, I try and write down, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do something else. And the small things, I might write them down in my phone, put them into my phone and say, okay, I need to do this week, I want to get this, and this done. And I try and check those things off. A lot of times, all the things on my phone I can get done in a day if I feel good that day. So, but now the big projects, I try and write them down on paper. And I stick them on the refrigerator, on refrigerator magnets. And here are the big projects. Now, the garden is done. So, this list is it's probably 2 years old. Because you can't get to everything. I don't have the money, the financial resources to get to everything. I'm a retired school teacher, so I get so much a month, and that's what's coming in. And I have to appropriately apportion that money to get my homestead going. So to give you an idea, what we have left to do, of course, I want to build a greenhouse. I've bought windows and sliding glass doors. You can go back and you can see when I showed you my video about my tractor bucket forks. So, where I was offloading the sliding glass doors. So I've got a bunch of windows, a bunch of sliding glass doors, but I still need to get Phylon to go on the roof. And we used to call it Phylon. I don't know what they call it now, but it's clear plastic stuff like they make skylights out of for these metal roofing. It's clear plastic like stuff. I've still got to buy that, so that's a $240, $250 investment that I just don't want to do right now. I need to run water to my goat house, my chicken house, and barn. Well, I've got water run to the chicken house. I haven't put anything on it, but the pipe is already run because I ran the electric out there. So I've got electric out there. I want to build a duck house. I want to raise ducks, so I need to build me a little duck house and a run. And I think I've got the materials for that. I want to build a pig shelter and a run. And I think I've got the materials for that. Then I want to install a water catch system for the animals on the goat house and on the pig run. And I want to be able to catch water to water them and not have to be carrying water all the time. I want to build a smokehouse, build an incubator. I have most of the materials to build the incubator, including the thermostat, the on and off thermostat. I want to make a garden pond. Well, I don't know if I'll ever get to make a pond or not. There's a lot involved, and I don't know if I'll do a pond at all. I've got an old cast iron pipe that runs to a commode downstairs that when I build a bathroom on the back porch, when I build a downstairs bathroom, that all needs to come out. That's cast iron pipe. That's going to be a big job for a one-guy operation. Create a pantry, full pantry. Of course, we've got our pantry in the basement, and you'll see that in the upcoming video. I need to build a shed for my garden tools that's closer to the garden. I'm tired of using my tractor to go get my tiller and that kind of thing. I need to tear down. I've got an old barn right over here that's fell down. I need to tear it down. Of course, I need to install posts for the raspberry trellis, and I'm going to trellis some of the blackberries to see if I can't get that unruly mess in better stead. I need to cap an old chimney on my roof because water's coming down it. I need to seal the roof on my back porch. I've already done some of this. I want to screen my side porch. Okay, and that's what's on the first list. That's the first page. And you'll see I didn't read them all to you. There's a lot of stuff already been done. I need to build on my goat house. I need to build 2 lean-tos. I have most of the materials. I'm going to have to get a few, but I think I'm going to be able to accomplish that this winter. I need to mulch the beds around my house, and I haven't done that because it's just one of those things. I haven't had time or the money to do it. We have a fireplace in our house, and we bought a, it looks like an old-timey coal grate. What was a old-timey coal grate was there, and I've built a box, and we bought what looks like a coal grate fire in a gas log that I'm going to install, but I want to tile that with a marble tile so it ties the marble into the entire house. Of course, I have to install the firebox and the propane lines and get a tank set. I'm going to build a bathroom on my back porch. That's a big deal because it's concrete floor, and it's been concrete for a long time. So that concrete's going to be hard to get up. I need to set fence posts. I've done about 1/3 of the fence posts, the wooden posts, for my goat and sheep run. But I need to set more of them. I've got the posts, I just haven't had the wheel. I don't have the fencing, didn't have the fencing. But I think I've got enough money this year to probably buy about 900 feet of fencing. So I should be able to get part of that done. Let's see. And of course I have to string the fencing, and I'm going to buy an electric. I'm going to buy a regular fencing, and then I'm going to put electric inside it to keep the goats from leaning up against it and pushing on it and stuff. And so there'll be electric wire inside the fencing. There'll be electric wire inside the pig fence too. Hopefully I'll get that all done this winter, and I can get pigs in the spring and goats and sheep in the spring. But we'll have to see if that happens. I've got to fix the floor in our living room. There was a place where there was an old furnace, and I can't buy flooring to match this old house. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of marble in that spot, and I've got to do that where the floor furnace was. I want to build us a patio out the back door, a place that's really going to be an outdoor kitchen. I want to do that. Of course, that's money. And I want to get that all set up for canning with water and a sink and the whole bit. I've got another barn up on the hill and a piece of this old barn here that's down. I need to get it cleaned up. Of course, no materials are needed for that. I could work on that every day. I need to build an equipment shed. You know, I house my tractor in a hoop house. So I've got to build an equipment shed. I've got my house painted. I painted it myself with roller and brush. It was in a bad state of paint, so I've got everything painted but the eaves. And the eaves are, I'm a little fat and afraid of ladders, but I'm going to have to get up there and do that. I've tried 2 or 3 times to find somebody local that would come and paint my eaves, but I'm not having any luck, so I guess that falls to me. So I get to do that. I probably won't put that on video, because if I die doing that, I don't want nobody to watch it. Anyway, all right. And then I want to build porch furniture. In our last house, I built the porch furniture. I used to build musical instruments, and my mom was a carpenter, so working with wood is just a common sense thing for me. And you've seen my workshop. I work with wood all the time. So those are just some of the things that I want to do. I need to build a fruit press. I need to build Crystal a cheese press. We've had friends that gave us goat's milk last year, and it would have been awesome if we could have pressed some of that and made the hard goat cheese, not just the soft cheese. So Crystal wants a cheese press. So one day when it's too cold to get out here and work, I'll do that. So that's an update on what we need to do. I could go down through here and read you a list of what we have done, but there's no reason for me to go through that. This list is about half done that I've got here. Don't be afraid to make you a list, and don't be afraid to make the goals on your list long range, because you can't get it all done. If you're trying to be sustainable, then that might mean that you don't have a whole lot of money. So you have to accomplish the things that you can accomplish as you go, and save up for the things that you want to accomplish. So I know you see me, I try my best on the videos to get everything done in 5 or 6 to between 5 and 15 minutes. I try and keep all my videos less than 15 minutes. And so what that means is a lot of times you don't see everything that's going on. And I apologize for that, but that's just the way it is. There's a lot of work goes into most of the things that I do. While you might see a 5-minute video, that's condensed down to 2 or 3 hours worth of work. If you see a 15-minute video, you've probably seen 15 to 20 hours worth of work over a couple of days. So, you know, that's just the way it is. That's the way the homestead works. And I don't think that before I tried to do, let me get this out correctly. Before I tried to do 2 or 3 videos a week. And during the summer, that's fairly easy to accomplish. Okay? You know, if I'm planting 2 or 3 things in a day, I can do 3 videos in a day. How to plant beans or how to plant squash, or you see where I'm going. Well, in the wintertime, most of the projects that I do take a considerable amount of time. For example, setting the fence posts. It'll take me a long time to get all those fence posts set because I'm old and my back will hold out, and I might set 4 fence posts today, or I might set 15 fence posts today, wooden fence posts. You never know. I never know how I'm going to feel. So I do what I want to. That's part of being retired, I guess. But that being said, it might take me 3 days or 4 to set fence posts, or 5. So how many videos can I get out of that? Well, if it rains a couple days in between there, and I'm not getting out in the rain and being drowned setting fence posts, because life don't end if I don't get those fence posts set. So it may take me a week to set fence posts. Well, if I do a video on setting a corner post, well then, that's all I can do in a week. So this winter, I think I'm probably going to bring my videos down to about 1 a week. I started off with 3 or 4 a week, and then I went down to 2 a week. I think I'm going to bring it down to 1 a week, and that will allow me to be putting out content every week through the winter. And then I don't know how much I'll get accomplished every time. Building the goat barn might be a 2-week process on the videos. So that's just a little bit about where we're going. And what I really would like to get done this year is tile my fireplace and set the firebox, because if the heat goes off, if the electric goes off, I need to have that covered. But I have another propane heater that would work just fine. So that's not a have to. But I'd like to get that done. So as the year goes on, I'll put on what I can. And if there's a week that I can't put something on, some YouTubers would say you just sit and talk about it. Well, I don't like that. I like to show you something start to finish and be done. So let's see what we can do, and I guess it's time to get on to the next thing. I'd like to thank you for visiting with us at College Hill Farm today. I hope you found our videos entertaining and or informative. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, and comment on both Facebook and YouTube. Until then, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.